Average Pat's Movie Reviews.
Hi everyone, Average Pat here to sit to chat today about the new movie Aladdin. This is a remake, live-action remake of the original classic Disney cartoon, which came out back in the 90s. I was fortunate enough to go see the original cartoon back in the 90s on opening day. I've always been kind of a weird person that goes to the opening day for most movies. It's just been my thing. This was one of those ones that I made sure I wanted to see. The songs, the vision of it, the interactivity of computer animation and hand-drawn animation just really intrigued me. I wanted to see how it actually worked. I'm not sure if many people are familiar with it, but the chase scene inside the cave where Aladdin's riding on magic carpet and the lava flowing after him is computer animation, and it was one of the most developed computer slash animation, hand-drawn animation movies at the time. It was an incredible, groundbreaking advance, and I wanted to make sure that I saw it, so I did. Obviously, the beloved character of Robin Williams as Genie set the bar way high for any kind of interactivity with characters, and nobody could really replace him, which was evidenced in when they made a sequel, and he was not part of it. Aladdin 2, The Return of Jafar, and it was a debacle. It went straight to video, and it was just a nightmare. They made sure they brought him back for the third one, and made sure that there was a joke in that one about how he was missed terribly. That being said, this movie tries to recapture the glory of Disney's magic, what they've done with The Lion King coming up this month, what they did with The Jungle Book, what they did with Beauty and the Beast, and what they have planned for a lot of other animated movies. Snow White, I believe they're doing. There's rumors that they're doing Rapunzel, so who knows exactly what's coming through. The success they've had with the live-action remakes of them has given enough of an inspiration that they want to do it with more. And this one tried to capitalize on that same rush of everybody's nostalgia. It just didn't quite make it. Unfortunately, Will Smith is not Robin Williams. And as much as he wants to try to be that way, and as much as he tries to make the character himself and not imitate Robin Williams, there's too much of a parallel that he had to at some points, and they went overboard with some of the jokes. There was a lot of the lyrics have changed. There's an important scene in the movie which was changed to modernize it, to make it less controversial, if you will, I guess would be the correct word. The lyrics for even the very beginning song, Arabian Nights, have been altered so it doesn't sound as brutal. They don't want to stereotype anybody as one particular race as being aggressive towards anybody else. And I guess if you really look at it deeply, the cartoon had lyrics that could be perceived as such, whereas this one does not. The new scene, or the scene that has been altered, was in the cartoon. Jasmine tries getting Jafar's attention by trying to seduce him, playing with his beard and coiling his beard in her finger. That whole entire scene was completely wiped from this movie. There's not even an inkling that it exists. Other minor changes that I actually thought were for the better was the characters were more covered up, more realistic looking. Jasmine didn't have her stomach hanging out half the movie, which to me is more real life. People don't always walk around in belly shirts all the time, especially in 100-something degrees in the middle of the desert. They made her character a little bit more believable, a little bit more personable, but then they also have scenes where they try to improvise and try to make things a little bit different, where they try to make it more cartoonish. And unfortunately, I had to refer to it as the Benny Hill effect. The scenes where they're dancing, where Aladdin's being chased through the market, where the first time we meet him, the characters, the people in the, not characters, but just everybody in the scene is moving at double speed. While he's singing at regular speed, he's singing regularly, but everybody's moving at double speed. And I kept waiting for the Benny Hill theme music to come in because That's what it reminded me of. Everybody making, weird, out of sync steps and movements that were obviously exaggerated. They tried capturing the joy of the cartoon chase, and unfortunately, they weren't able to do that. I think they tried too hard to try to capture the love for the cartoon and force it on a different generation, and I think that's came back to bite them. There's only so much you can do to make a beloved movie, a new beloved movie, if you will. You can only alter so much of it. You can only change so much of it without dramatically affecting the whole entire movie. And I think this one, they changed too much. The Benny Hill effect did not do it for me. And the overall, overall it wasn't a bad movie, but comparing it, which inevitably has to happen, to the original one, it just doesn't stack up. However, there were some funny scenes. There was a nice little homage to Will Smith being the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, the TV show that he was in. When he makes a genie, he makes one appear in the distance on a hill behind him, and the guy's dressed in the colors that Will Smith was in the very beginning in the intro song for the TV show that he was in. Little homages like that. Obviously, Disney's always notorious for Easter eggs, stuff along those lines. You tend to pay attention to it if you notice them. If you didn't, it wouldn't have affected the movie in any way. It just, it was a nice little polite nod to it. Overall, I'd give this movie 2.5 out of 5. They tried too hard. It's a shame because some of the background mixed in with the live action, the cinematography mixed in with some of the obvious false scenes, made for beautiful images, made for beautiful sets. It just didn't do it overall, though. There was no real continuity to it, and unfortunately, I think the grasping desperately to try to make things the same way they were in the cartoon, but modernizing it, but making it more polite, by making it more friendly, ultimately wound up dooming the movie overall. So again, I give it 2.5 out of 5. I wouldn't say rush to the theaters to see it before it comes out of the theater. I don't think it's going to be a bad thing if you wait until it comes out on streaming. So that's my opinion on this movie. If you agree with it, you like it, you have any questions, comments, disagree with it, let me know in the comments below. Make sure you like my review if you enjoy it. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Let me know that you want to see more. I'm trying to crank out a couple of reviews today I've been holding on to. So we'll be able to get more up and running for you, and trying to get to see as many as I can this summer. Thanks. Have a great day.